I I'm a lesbian. I'm one of those kind of people called dinosaurs who watched my entire lesbian community in the San Francisco Bay Area start in the late 80s to the late 90s. There was about a decade period there where all of a sudden UCSF is getting all these young women, and I thought just us lesbians were being targeted, and more kind of butch or more masculine, lesbians, which of course there's a lot of self-hatred, there's a lot of oppression and a fear of, oh my God, am I going to lose my job? And if I go with that girlfriend, somebody can get me. And there's all this stuff going on. So you've got this community that's very vulnerable and feeling already that they're hated. So why not test out something to see if you can, I don't know, make them feel that they can get more power. Okay, so get your breasts removed. You can feel more like a guy, and now you're going to take your shirt off, and isn't that cool? And you're going to start growing some facial hair, like Wesley has here, and and then people are going to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I was one of those young girls that was in love with women and girls when I was little, and as I was growing up, I thought, I'm really a man stuck in a woman's body, or a girl's body at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought somehow something somewhere, and I read we talk now about how did so many kids get wrapped up into this on the internet. Tumblr was a huge one where the social contagion of that just spread. It's like,
yeah,
homophobia is still extremely strong in this country, in America. When people say, oh, you have so much advantage and all the rights and this and that, but it's still, for a man to come out loving other men, for a woman, it's a little bit, it depends on the geographic area, that you're living in and all that, but for women, we're expected anyway to just kind of be open to everybody, so it's kind of a sexy thing to say,
right,
even if you don't really feel that way, but always the option of heterosexuality should be there. But being a lesbian is really, when you think about it, kind of the ultimate, I don't need any men.
Yeah.
I don't need them that way, whatever, unless, I want to have a baby or something like that. Could be inconvenient if you're a lesbian. But I never fought for marriage equality because I don't believe in marriage. So there's that. I'm one of those lesbians.
Yeah.
But during that 10-year period of time, I watched...
Would you say you're a separatist? Or?
I lived a lesbian separatist life for 13 years.
Yeah.
And
that's
a whole other... No, I mean like building community, when this is, of course, way pre-internet and everything. This is like... Lesbian separatism was really a thing, and a culture had been building. Music festivals... They didn't call it slam poetry at the time, but we were literally like doing things like that. Book readings, writings, music scenes, everything. We had like a culture.
A whole cultural sphere that didn't have men in it.
Yeah,
necessarily is going to have a problem with trans identity.
Exactly, and it wasn't necessarily every day or anything, but one of the examples is like the Michigan Women's Music Festival, which even a lot of straight people have heard about.
Yeah.
But I started noticing that while the breasts were being removed of friends of mine, I'm talking around 27 years old, a little younger, my age, a little older.
This kind
90s? Of it was like cool. And this is the San Francisco Bay Area. And then I started to notice, because again, we didn't have the internet, I'm having literal phone calls. Remember when people used to call each other on the phone and talk, even across the country, and people noticing patterns. On the West Coast, it was San Francisco and then LA. And then it went to Seattle. And then I heard about Vancouver.
Yeah.
But that all these women were getting their breasts removed, and they're taking unregulated testosterone, and they're growing facial hair, and changing their name to Mike or whatever.
Yeah.
And the lesbian community, for many reasons, that was a huge one, though, that started to fall to the side, because all these women, they're like former lesbians, and they start calling themselves FTM, female to male.
Yeah.
There was no there was no transphobe or trans or any of that yet. It was transsexual, but they were just a teeny tiny thought. I thought I was one of those, and I managed to break my spell because I went to a very good therapist. And the first session, she saw me when I said, well, I think I'm a guy, and I'm wondering if I should start taking testosterone. And she was like, honey, you're a lovely butch woman, lesbian. You need to learn to love yourself, and I hope that I can, take you there. But no, you're not a man. You're never going to be a man.